Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria, where we are currently working on expanding out our military, and that is definitely something that is going to take a little bit. But let's get ourselves 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 15 here, and then an additional 15 here. Excellent. So that one's good to go. We've actually got the majority of this completed at this moment. So we'll go for something like that, and then we'll just continue to boost these up. 99 plus 2? That doesn't seem right. Okay, well, I'm just going to do 30 here, and then we're going to do an additional 15. There we go, and an additional 15. Cool. So that'll work for now, and then we know that we have 4 more of these to do. So let's recruit this guy in, and let's just get these over with. So 30 here, and then an additional 30. So that's 15, and then 15. Beautiful. That'll do for now. 3 to go. So we'll get this done. And yes, this is going to be expensive, but that is to be expected. So we'll get an additional 30 here. And then this will be, once again, 15 and 15. Perfect. That'll do for now, I think. And that should be good. So next up, we'll need to get 2 more. So we've got 30 here. We'll put them in, how about here? I mean, this is very, very low in terms of numbers of job seekers. Maybe we should let this finish for now. Or just sort by job seekers, I suppose. That could work too. So we could get Los Rios. That seems fine. Yep, we'll do 3 here, and then we'll do an additional 15, and then an additional 15. Beautiful. And then we've got only 1 to go. This is the last one. Beautiful. So we'll get both of these done. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll put in an additional 15 and 15. Now, some of this might not be exactly perfectly correct. There's some questions that I have, like this 99 plus 2. We'll keep an eye on that, but that should be good for the moment. So this is 32 pages of barracks, right? It's not going to take us very long to build, only 3 months, but it is going to take some time to expand into that. Battleships have been unlocked. Okay, that's probably a good thing. Where is our navy at? We haven't expanded our navy very much at all. We do need a new naval commander here, and yeah, this is currently battleships here and carriers. We don't need to, or actually we can't upgrade from our current ironclads to battleships. That's interesting. We are currently on frigates as well, and we can't upgrade them to scout cruisers. So my question is, why are we not able to do this? There are no light ships that can be upgraded to scout cruisers. They cannot be upgraded as the unit types are too different. Okay, so we're going to need to disband all of these then. And I think we should probably consider having... Let's think about having this be sorting by job seekers here. We would go for like 60. So 50 there, and then 60. And then this would be 15. Like that. And then this would be 15 as well. Apparently we can only build those in Buenos Aires. Okay. So if that's the case, we still can't build them in Buenos Aires. Apparently we can't build carriers. Interesting. Why can't we build them in Buenos Aires? Has no supply of aeroplanes. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll just have to hold off on the carriers for now. That's okay. So our armada, of course, has very little in it. We just need to build ourselves some scout cruisers, some battleships, and we'll get carriers done eventually. Now, we're spending an awful lot of money on these expansions, but I don't expect this to take very long at all. So that sounds good. That, of course, means that we should probably work on grabbing military aviation after compression ignition. I have no idea if this series will still be going by then, but for now, this is fine. So we're going to be doing a crazy amount of recruitment. There's no doubt about that. This army is only at 117 for the command limit. Why is that? It is because of this guy. So I'm going to retire him. And we're going to get a different guy in there. That's better. Now all of them are up over 120. Perfect. The U.S. is trying to raise relations with us. That's not great. That, of course, means that relations are improving by 1 currently. Yeah, we definitely don't like that. We definitely don't like that. Well, we may have to fight Britain first. I mean, that was kind of the plan anyway. I would like to go after Netherlands, of course. Relations are poor here. And this, yeah, we need relations with the U.S. to be less than cordial. Now, one thing we can do is we can expel their diplomats. That will drop it, for sure. That will increase our infamy by 10. But maybe that's okay. So that drops relations down. And now, if we were to look to do this, we would come into Netherlands here, and we would look to do Dutch Guiana. Yes. So we would want to conquer state here. That'll cost 4 infamy. Who do we think will join? No one in theory. The U.S. can mobilize up to 1533 conscripts, and they're currently sitting at 73,472 power projection in theory. We're at 58,042, so we should probably continue to construct here and wait on this actual battle. I just wanted to get the diplomats expelled so that the infamy could start to drop. That sounds good. So there's no problem there. Now, we do have some electricity shortages. That's noted. Honduras wishes to grant us foreign investment rights. Sure. Sounds good. That sounds like something for our private industry to work on. Excellent. So, we're down to 23 pages of these, and if we go to the back here, how many pages of these are we working on at a time? The answer is about 7. Okay, 7 full pages. Sounds good. So we're going to have that done very soon. 9 weeks, 8 weeks, according to this projection. So that looks good. We are definitely ramping up our military. We're up to 60,000. That looks wonderful. Our finances are going to be a little spicy, no doubt about that. My question is, what's the U.S. at for GDP? Smaller than ours. Okay. They are currently the #1 in army power projection. They're at 81,670. Compared to us, who are currently at 61,000. We're #2 currently. So we might actually want to end up fighting Britain. But we're going to want to be at 0 infamy for that. In order to fight Britain. The U.S. is currently fighting Mexico. So that's probably why they're up so high, because they actually mobilized their conscripts, is my guess. But that seems okay. We're definitely working our way up. And if we can get them kicked out of here quickly, before they can bring large amounts of troops over, it might not even matter. But I do want to get these constructions dealt with first. So let's get these barracks done. We are 3 weeks away from getting fully completed with our barracks, and 4 weeks away from getting fully completed with our naval bases. In fact, basically everything is being worked on right now, so that sounds good. How's our Navy? 0 out of 62. Oh, okay, fair enough. That's fine. So, oil is expensive. We have some market access and electricity issues. That's all noted. Who is this guy? I don't really care. Okay, this is absolutely fine. And trade union pops becoming loyal. I like it. That sounds good. So no problem whatsoever there. All of these constructions are very, very nearly completed. This is the last week. So that looks great. We're still going to be recruiting for a little while. I want to be clear about that. That is still going to be ongoing. So recruitment will continue, but we are no longer constructing our very large expansion of our military. But you can definitely see here that recruitment still continuing. We are going to need probably an additional admiral here. I'm going to go with this guy. That's going to bring us up to 82, and we're going to be at 75 here. So that seems relatively okay. Cool. So that looks absolutely fine. We're going to take some time to get the recruitment done to get these ships built. The question is, do we feel like we're ready to take on the US right now? They're now up to 94,000. They've mobilized heavily. I guess because they're fighting the French Empire. How strong is the French Empire right now? Kind of weak. I kind of just want to try to swoop in here and grab this. The US is busy fighting multiple others. We're not predicting that anybody would join in over here, although they might. This would only be for infamy to grab. I want to do it. So we're going to do that. I'm going to mobilize this unit, although we need to be part of a diplomatic play for it. There we go. Now we're going to mobilize this unit, and we're going to head over. I want to check all of our mobilization. Yeah, this is all looking correct here. In the Navy, I mean, there's not much we can do there. So our Navy is not very powerful right now. That will take time. And that is understood. So we're just going to put a single army here right now, and we'll see if any Americans show up before this breaks out. Keep in mind, they're fighting up over here right now. And this is a very minor thing. We're not claiming very much. We're not claiming anything, really. We're just claiming this tiny little bit of land here. So we'll see if they actually want to do anything about it. I'm wondering what their finances are like right now. Their GDP is just a flat line? From 1845 to 1945? What is happening here? That can't be real. This must be a bug. That's more like it for a population curve. But, yeah. I somehow doubt this. Cool. So we're just going to send in this singular army for the time being, and we'll see how this goes. So, the escalation is continuing. Estonian people are migrating. I like it. Oh, we are dipping negative in our bureaucracy here. So we should definitely do something about that. Let's build some government administrations. Let's check taxation capacity. There are 2 locations that need some, and each of these is going to generate 100 bureaucracy. So that should put us back positive just from those 3. So that sounds good. Then I want to check in here. Yeah, our trade agreement with the US is going to break. That's expected. Market access in Antofagasta. Let's take a look at what that's actually looking like. So in Antofagasta, let's sort by state here. Yeah, we could definitely boost that a little bit. Get some infrastructure going there. Electricity shortages in Para, Amazonas, and Maranhão. So let's take a look at these. So first things first, this one. What do we got? Lack of people being employed. I'm going to subsidize this. Amazonas, probably the same thing. Yep, we're going to subsidize that. In Para, probably the same thing again. Yeah, we're going to subsidize it. Okay, sounds good. So we've got a little bit of construction going here, but that should deal with the electricity shortages. Now the question is anybody going to join this, and is the US going to show up? I see forces. I see a lot of forces moving. In fact, it looks like they ended their war. Okay. So they ended their war. Can they keep this up, is the next question. Well, they're sending a lot over, it looks like. Yes, these are coming towards us. Okay, well, we're going to have to go pretty heavy then. So we're going to send over a number of these, for sure. We're going to mobilize a few more of these. Are we going to maximally mobilize? We might, actually. We are still very heavily recruiting for all of this, so we're not at our full strength yet. Keep that in mind. And we're just going to do something like this. There we go. We're going to get everybody heading over. This is going to be incredibly expensive. But the US has decided that they're going to come to play. So that's very interesting for sure. We're currently at 80,000 to their 100,000. But our supply lines are a whole lot shorter. So we're sending all of our forces over here. I was hoping that they wouldn't bother to show up. They're definitely not sending all of their forces, though. They're sending a relatively small number of the forces. Now, this is very expensive for us, and that was understood. It was always expected that that would be the case. We've got a ludicrous number of forces heading over. And at this point, we have actually broken 100,000. 117,968. Compared to the US, which is currently at 102. So in theory, we should win this. In theory. We'll see how many US forces end up showing up. They are sending some additional, but they don't appear to be sending their entire force. So that's definitely noted. This is down to 47 advantage. When is this going to... Oh, wow, look at these deficits. Okay, we should do something about that. That's going to be a problem. It's not surprising, but it's going to be a problem. So, we're at minus 7,500 for munitions. Okay, each of these is 90. So, calculator, 7,500 divided by 90 is... We need 84 of these, in theory. Okay, so let's go into our munitions plants. I'm going to sort by earnings, and we're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70. 70 is a lot. No doubt about it. It's still the highest. This is going to be economy of scale cap. I think that we should back off on this, actually. We should make 39 of, or actually 39 of these, because that'll bring us up to our economy of scale cap here, and then the rest we should build elsewhere. So... that's fine. Next up, we're going to build in Cordoba. So we're going to build here up to economy of scale cap. So that is fine. That's 50. And that should be enough, in theory. So we'll get that going. And then we're also going to need to have small arms. Yeah, that's all we're going to work on for now. So arms industries here, sort by earnings, we're going to need to make a similar number of those. So 5,600, so this is going to be 56 of these that we need. Okay. So here in Bajo Paraguay, we're just going to bring that up to the economy of scale cap, which again is currently up to 50. So that sounds good. And then we'll build another set of arms industries in Minas Gerais. And again, economy of scale cap. That should be what we need there. Okay. So that looks good for now, and we'll let private construction do the rest. So that sounds great. We're going to get all of this finished up. There's going to be some problems with it, of course. Compression ignition has finished. Okay. I don't know that we're going to change this while we're in this big war with the US. We may want to do that after the war. That's likely something that we're going to want to do. Okay, so nobody's going to actually join this. We're in the countdown to war right now. The US is sending some additional forces over. That looks fine. And how are we doing for our unemployment and peasant numbers right now? Okay, noted. We've got large amounts of people mass migrating in, and that sounds great. So we're going to be finishing up this railway eventually. These government administrations are finishing up now. There is a government administration under here, and war with the US has now broken out. This is not surprising. So we're winning this battle, and we're winning this battle. Beautiful. So we should win this war pretty quickly, in theory, and we can see that bureaucracy is an issue. We have a lot of trade routes that are now inactive. Let's get rid of all of these inactive trade routes for the moment. Yeah, there's all of these in the American market. That sounds good. Okay, so now we just need to take this over and hopefully get out of this war pretty quickly. And that's the idea, anyway. So the US is shifting some forces around, but we should win this pretty easily, in theory. In theory. Dragon of the Trenches, huh? Morale damage or kill rate? We're going to take the kill rate. Thank you very much. So that seems phenomenal. And of course, we're going to be working on... Okay, that's a big old input goods shortage of oil. That's absolutely noted. We're probably going to want to import some oil. We're going to import whatever we can from whoever we can import it from. This is all very necessary. Okay, we're probably also going to do some import routes of ammunition. Yep, that all looks good. We'll import all of the ammunition. Are we going to import any artillery? Maybe a little bit. We're not actually building a lot of artillery right now, but let's import some of that. And then we're going to need small arms. So let's import all of the small arms that we possibly can and try to satisfy our goods requirements for now. But we're going to need to build up our domestic production of a lot of that. Okay, so that's looking fine. They've got a few additional forces trying to come in here, but to be honest, we're going to have this taken over very, very shortly. And then they're going to have to do, like, naval invasions or something similar to try to get into Netherlands once we kick them out. So once we kick them out, we can probably start early demobilizing a lot of these units. Maybe not all, but I think a lot of them. Okay, multitudinous indeed. Populating the Americas has been successfully completed. Fascinating. Okay, so how's this battle going? It is very nearly completed. We are winning the battle, but it's a pretty small battle considering the magnitude of the forces here. So that's definitely noted. Okay, that looks fine. We are 8 months away from being done with all of this. We can see here that we've successfully dealt with a lot of our issues except oil. Oil is still a very, very major lack for us. So that is understood that we're going to struggle with oil. No doubt about that. That is understood that that's going to be an issue. Small arms and ammunition are still expensive, but we have successfully kicked them out of here. So I want to start doing some early demobilizations for a number of these. So I'm going to early demobilize these four for right now, for sure. Actually, I'm going to keep this one up. I'm going to keep one from each of these areas. So you're going to stay up, you're going to stay up, you're going to stay up, and then one over here is going to stay up as well. So we're going to early demobilize the rest of these, and it'll take 90 days for those to demobilize. That's understood. Okay, so this is looking fine for now. Apparently there's still a Dutch army up here. Sure. So I'm wondering what exactly the US is going to be able to do here, right? So we can drop them down below 0. We cannot go below 0 because they don't occupy our capital or any of the other stuff. So this is going to be going down by 1.86 per week. Okay, so that's going to take a while to decay away. Let's go ahead and hop in here, and we're going to press this war goal to conquer Dutch Guiana. And they wanted to conquer Brazilian Guiana is what they wanted. But they have 122 reasons to not accept this right now. 84 of those are war support, 60 are short duration of war, so literally all we have to do here is wait them out. That sounds good. We've dropped our deficit down to half of what it was previously. And a huge amount of this deficit is our construction as well. So we're going to be wrapping up a lot of this construction fairly soon here, only 7 months on this queue. So I think this is a pretty manageable thing, really. And then another big chunk of this is actually our lack of bureaucracy. So we have a big deficit in bureaucracy right now. I do want to queue up 2 in Mendoza. In Buenos Aires, we'll do 1, and then in Sao Paulo, we'll do 1. And then beyond that, we're going to be looking to bring this up to economy of scale cap. About like that. So those I put up at the top because they are taxation capacity issues, but this bureaucracy is definitely going to be painful, and we're going to need to build some government administrations, but those will happen eventually. Okay, so let's work our way through this queue. The US is down to 77 now in their war support. So they're down to 100 reasons to not accept this now. 75 of those are from war support. 50 are from short duration of war. So this is looking really, really good. I like it. We can probably afford to early demobilize these 3 as well. And just use this to prevent any naval landings. Hey, look, a naval invasion in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, so I would like to immediately move these guys down to that naval invasion, but they don't seem to be interested in it. Can we not move them down here? We could station them in the HQ, and that's what we're going to need to do. We're going to need to station them in this HQ down here for now. Okay, so they're moving over, but we have... Actually, we don't have that huge lack of oil anymore. There's still a pretty decent lack of oil, but it's not an absolutely enormous one at this juncture. So there's now also a landing being attempted in Sao Paulo. I believe this is within the same HQ. No, stop that. No, this is state interaction. No, hang on. This button. Yeah, that's within the same HQ. So as long as these guys arrive here in time, it should be fine. The US is trying to do naval invasions down here, but to be honest, I don't think they will succeed. So we've now got forces, in theory, ready to oppose them in these areas. This is showing, yeah, 120 and 120. So we have forces ready to oppose them in these naval landings. We're not really ready to strike out and try to fight them navally at this point, but this should be absolutely fine. Wait a second. What? Is this not controlled by us? Hang on, is it? I don't know if this is controlled by us or not right now. Yes, it is. It just didn't appear like it for a moment. I was like, hang on, did these guys manage to strike out and do something? No. Okay. Good. So we can see this battle is ongoing, and we are easily defeating them. Look at that, 19 offense. They're going to have a really hard time coming in here. So that looks great. We've got about 5 months left on our construction queue here. We're going to start finishing up some of these munitions plants. Arms industries are going to be done eventually, and then these government administrations behind. But the U.S. is currently down to 56 reasons to accept this. And keep in mind, the U.S. is substantially stronger than Britain right now. So that is wonderful. That's a really good sign. We're going to have our infamy going down fairly soon. And we're still working on privatization of a lot of this stuff, so that's going to help us pay down this debt. Yeah, we can see that credit going down. So that is wonderful. Easily winning that defense. Easily winning this defense as well. So these naval invasions are not going to be a problem in the slightest. The US now has 38 reasons to not accept this. 20 of those are short duration of war, and 49 from war support. So that's going to continue to improve. Yeah, looks like they completely gave up on this one. Excellent. We're going to keep these guys mobilized, but I'm going to move them back up to the Grand Colombian HQ just because I'm not entirely convinced that the US isn't going to try more shenaniganery up there, but I don't think they will succeed in any shenaniganery up there. Where is this? Rio de Janeiro? Okay, they're trying this again. Back you go. Okay. I don't think they will actually be able to get that done before they run out of peace acceptance, though. 27 reasons, and still 10 of those. Okay, 15. And 10 of those are short duration of war. So this should be done in like 5 weeks or so. Okay, don't listen to him, kids. Off to school. So 11 reasons at this point. Let's just wrap up this war. This will be done incredibly, incredibly soon. We're going to be opposing them in their landings down here. No problem. Are we still demobilizing? A lot of these are fully demobilized at this point. Okay, that looks good. We are done with building those munitions plants, though, so that is excellent. And a lot of these trade routes are currently inactive. Not shocking. Let's get rid of any of these that probably shouldn't exist. Okay, yeah, we don't actually need to have a lot of these imports anymore. So we can just get rid of these without any problem. Cool. These are no longer necessary now that we don't have our forces up, and also now that we built a lot of domestic production. So that all looks good for now. Okay, so they're still trying to do these naval invasions down here. This is not going to work. I don't know why they're trying it. We can now propose this peace deal, and so we shall. And they accept it. Beautiful. So that is Guyana under our control. Excellent. Oil has been discovered in Uruguay. Oil is indeed the future. That is fantastic. Okay, so I do want to grab our oil production there before I forget about it. So let's... Oh boy, we can make one oil rig in each of those locations. Well, it's better than nothing. It is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are almost out of infamy again, and so we are very likely going to fight Britain. Now, I don't know if we can get everything we want from them in one war. That might be stretching it. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, Kintogan, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.